Kyler Murray's status, though, Tank, still questionable for this week. I feel like that's why we're seeing the Niners laying 8 points here. I feel like we'll see that change if Kyler Murray is good to go. Do you think the Niners can cover 8 points, or do you kind of want to see the injury report first and if Kyler Murray is going to be healthy?
Well, you know what we always say, that's a lot of points. And this is the divisional
Yeah,
matchup. And I was actually
a lot of
surprised to
points.
see the Arizona Cardinals debo the Rams how we normally see the San Francisco 49ers debo the Rams. Where James Conner,
Hmm.
had himself a game where he had 21 carries, 69 yards, and two rushing tubs. You know, I think this is going to be a competitive game. They're going down to Mexico City actually for this matchup.
Yeah.
So this is going to be our
Oh,
Monday night
yeah, it's
game
in
down in
Mexico
Mexico.
City
Taco
Yeah. So
Tuesday, more like
yeah,
Quesadilla
on
Monday.
a Monday.
yeah. So I mean, that's going to make this game more than interesting. I think it's going to be a great environment. All that being said, we have +8 for the Cardinals, 43 and a half on the total. Man, I think the over may be the play. It just depends. Like you said, if Kyler's back, the over is definitely in play. The thing is that I read something today that said Kyler may be a week or two away. That being
Mm.
said, I mean the offense didn't perform that badly. I mean, my man Nuke Hopkins had 14 targets, 10 receptions, 98 yards. Rondell Moore had 13 targets, 9 receptions, 94 yards. I mean, this is a game where you come into it saying San Francisco should smack that, given everything, Kyler not playing, everything else. But Cardinals able to pull out a win against the Rams, divisional rival. Now they have to go Mexico
Hmm.
City, neutral setting. Hey, they got a chance, but I think more than anything else, if both of these defenses play the way that they should, uh, over. Because if a banged up Chargers offense can do what they did with DeAndre Carter and all these other cats balling out against the San Francisco 49ers, and we expect the Niners to be able to do what they want to on offense, yeah, give me the over.
Hmm. Yeah, the one thing that makes me a little nervous about the over is how the 49ers defense has been playing a little bit. They haven't allowed more than 16 points in any of their wins this season. But the Cardinals could be able to take advantage here. Their defense has stepped up a little bit since they got whooped. They opened up a can of whoop ass in week one against Kansas City. But they actually rank higher in points per game and takeaways per game than the 49ers defense, which is very surprising, something I didn't expect. I saw that stat. I was like, wow. We're taking it down to Mexico City, though, Jared. Do you take, I mean, the Cardinals getting 8 points, depending on, hey, Kyler Murray might come back, getting 8 would be almost a gift.
Yeah, Kyler's status makes this tricky. Let's just operate in Tank's reality for a minute, and let's say Kyler doesn't play. And let's say this line actually goes to like 10-ish. And I don't know for sure how baked in Kyler playing is into this line. That's actually something I probably should have clarified before the show, but I will clarify it before my best bets column drops on Thursday night, because I think that's an important point. And I think that if this does get to 10, I mean, hear me out here, but is Colt McCoy really the worst thing for
He
this
looked good
Cardinals
last
offense right
week.
now? I mean, Rondell Moore might be better. Excuse me, not Rondell Moore. Hollywood Brown, I saw, was designated to return from IR. And, you've got
Oh,
Hopkins playing at a pretty good level right now. I don't know what Hollywood's status is this week, but if he plays and Hopkins is playing and you got the running game going with Connor, and listen, this Niners team hasn't been very efficient. I mean, every single matchup favored them on Sunday night, yet they still kicked 3 field goals inside the 10. And their red zone scoring percentage this year is painfully average for a team that runs it really well. And Tank, I don't know if you agree with this. I've always hypothesized for years that, to me, red zone offense, if you can run the ball in the red zone, way more important than passing it. You can get that
absolutely.
first and goal at the 8, and you could just run it 3 times and not have to throw it into those tight windows. I always say red zone offenses are much more successful when you can run the ball. And from my understanding, the Niners have one of the best running games in the league. Yet they're still a very average red zone team in terms of their touchdown percentages. And when you want to cover an 8, maybe 10-point spread, you saw what
Yeah.
happened when those touchdowns went to field goals. So I could see the Cardinals being a live pooch here if it's McCoy and if this line stretches to double digits. If it's Murray and it goes back to 7 or 6, maybe it lands somewhere in the, that range. I'm probably less bullish on the Cardinals because I actually think the upside for Colt McCoy might not be as high, but the ceiling, I mean, the floor I think is higher than Kyler Murray's floor, which when he's not here mentally, that floor is, beneath my basement. I don't even have a basement, so it's basically in hell. So I don't really vibe too much with Kyler Murray right now, and maybe Colt McCoy's the best thing for this Cardinals offense for a couple weeks. I don't know. Just throwing it
Do you
out
guys
there.
want to know a fun stat here about the coaches too? Kyle Shanahan, 19, 28, and 1 in his career as a favorite. Cliff Kingsbury is 22, 11, and 2 as an underdog. So maybe want to bet on the Cardinals here and Cliff Kingsbury if the trends are your friend in this spot. But this game's going to be
Favorites have
interesting.
not done
Mexico
well this
City.
year over a touchdown. Favorites over a
Yeah, it's
touchdown
crazy.
are like no bueno this year. It's a parity league.
Tank
It's a parity
says it's
year.
a lot of points. He says
Yeah,
it's a
and it's a
lot of
divisional
points.
rival.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting.
divisional rival too.
Divisional
Yeah,
game.
it's tricky.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Yeah.